Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is JR with the Bonsai Avant-Garde channel. Please like and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Today we are going to be working on this crab apple. I got this material in 2 years ago. As you can see, there's a lot of suckers. Those that are growing underneath here, and look at the trunk. Look at this nice beautiful trunk here. And this is one of the branches that I have, the main branch. So this crab apple, I got it 2 years ago, and it's been growing a lot since I've placed it in a pot. So basically I potted it into another pot so the roots can get through and will grow into the other pot. That way it will helps the trunk and branches get thicker. This is when the roots just pretty much goes to the other pot and doesn't get root bound into the first pot. Crab apple, they tend to grow with all these shoots, elongated shoots up here and there, and if you don't control this growth, it tends to overgrow, and this will have a negative impact onto the tree, which it covers the inner branches, all these new buds that are growing in, and it will die eventually if they don't get sunlight through them in them. So it's crucial to do this after the elongated growth harden. So here we are chopping off the growth into the second node or into the second leaf. That way it will help us ramify and energy balance, and of course the air can get through and sun can penetrate in there. Crab apples are deciduous trees, and they tend to lose their leaves during winter or fall. But in my area, it doesn't get cold here in California, East Bay, California. It doesn't get cold as much, and so this crab apple here, it didn't lose all the leaves during winter, and it kept some of the old leaves. Those big leaves right here, they're all from last year, and they just kept growing. And so I think it's because it doesn't get cold as much, the tree doesn't lose all its leaves, and it just kept growing. So the first time I got this tree here, it was the branch under there was a straight trunk, and I placed a wire around it to give it a movement, and it was the size of a half of a pencil. And today it's a lot thicker, and like I said, putting it into doing a double potting helped it grow faster and get thicker. So here I am cutting all these elongated growth here, as you can see, and I'm also cutting all those suckers that grew from the roots. Crab apple like to grow those suckers from the roots. Somehow it sends this energy down there, and the new branch would grow from them. And that one right here, this long one, I'm keeping that one just to help. This is like a sacrificial branch, and it's going to help me thicken up the trunk. Here I'm removing some of the old leaves, leaving like only a few of them on one branch. You can see here, after cutting off most of the new growth, the main trunk is now exposed. You can see it there. It's very beautiful, and I think I'm gonna shorten those branches even more, depending how the angle of the growth. So I'm cutting all the undergrowth also of the branches, and all the elongated branches that are covering pretty much the inner branches and the inner buds, because I don't want these branches to die. So if you don't do this work, it will have a negative impact to your tree. So this crabapple is probably around 3 to almost 4 years old, and I believe that crabapple will start producing fruits after 5 years, 6 years of growth, of maturity. So I haven't seen any flowers from this material, so it's pretty young. You see all those yellow leaves right there? They're turning yellow because they're not getting enough sunlight, and that's why we are cutting off anything that's covering them. Well, the main branches, all the elongated growth must be cut off, and we are also ramifying the branch by producing new growth from there. This is that sacrificial branch that I'm telling you guys about, and so I don't need all those branches right there, so I'm going to cut them off. That way when it grows farther up, it doesn't cover the tree itself, and I will cut that off after it does its job. That's how it looked after the initial pruning, but we'll make some more adjustments, like maybe wiring that new leader up there and cutting some other branches into the second node, and the cutting off the undergrowth branch, leaving the one that's growing up. That way it looks a lot cleaner, and so the new growth will have space. So I've started my bonsai journey in 2018 with one tree, and my enthusiasm got bigger during the pandemic, because everyone else was inside their house and got nothing to do. We couldn't go anywhere, so I started exploring farther in, and I got more trees, and yeah, it's been a fun ride. I've learned a lot. just by exploring and experimenting on different type of trees. I've killed a lot of trees also, and I've learned from it. So I suggest you guys to not be scared and don't lose your interest if you kill the tree. Don't get discouraged by it. I suggest you write down what you think happened and learn from it. Go get the same material that you killed and do over, and over time, by practicing and learning from your mistake, you will succeed and you will be happy of the result, and your tree will be a lot happier, or will be happy with you, or you will be satisfied because you put in all the effort and work, and the results are evident from not killing that tree, or that tree is thriving because of the work that you put in. So here we're applying a wire up to that leader, so that way I can give it a little movement and you can have a better aesthetic look. And yeah, so I'm applying it to this branch as well. I want to lift it up a little bit. Yes, so this crabapple, actually, what I've learned from it is when I apply the wire from it, it takes a while before the wires bite in, and so I'm not really scared for the wires, and while it's growing season, I'm not scared for the wire to bite in. So yeah, I'll just have to closely pay attention to it. So here I am angling the new leader. I'm giving it a little movement and putting it into the way I want it to grow. So here is the final look. Look how after all that work that we've done, leaving this sacrificial branch and cut all the suckers, cut all the unnecessary branches that were covering the inner growth and the inner branches, wired the new leader, give it a little movement. And so I hope you guys like it. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment if you guys think that made any mistake, or if you guys have any experience on working on this type of material. So yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.